Hello everyone. In this video, I wanted to give you guys a few tips and tricks for setting up and lighting a still life. This setup will be perfect for drawing from life or for taking photo references. So the first thing we're going to do is create a neutral background for our still life. There are about 100 different ways you could do this, from hanging a sheet or a curtain to buying a professional photo light box. But this is what I've always done because it is super easy and very inexpensive. So I get a cardboard box, much like this one, and I cut away all of it until you are just left with the two sides and the bottom. The size of the cardboard box you'll want to use all depends on how large the still life is that you want to set up. I really like using this method because I can fold it up when I'm not using it, and it doesn't take long to set up, and with just a few pieces of paper, I can change the color of the background. You can, of course, set up a still life without a neutral background, but having something like this makes it a little easier to see the edges of whatever you're drawing and to see the details with the lighting. So that leads us to the next thing we do need to set up, which is lighting. For drawing, you usually want one fairly strong light source. You can, of course, put this light source wherever you want to create the shadows that you want, but I typically put the light at a 45-degree angle in relation to whatever I'm drawing. I find that when I do that, I get a nice strong highlight, a good core shadow, and a manageable cast shadow. If I bring that light lower, the core shadow kind of just turns into a straight line, and I find it a little less exciting. If I bring it up high, the cast shadow gets smaller, and everything just gets really symmetrical, which is great if that is what you're going for. But for me, I like these shadow shapes the best. I find this to be the most dynamic lighting situation for a typical still life. Of course, that depends on what objects you're drawing, so you may want to play around with the lighting and find whatever seems the most visually interesting to you. Another element to keep in mind with setting up a still life is composing the objects that you are drawing. In this, we have a single ceramic vase, and while it does have some nice shadow shapes, it's not the most interesting thing in the world. I personally find these sort of geometric objects really difficult to draw because you have the symmetry to worry about and ellipses and all sorts of technical things that you have to get right or it looks really strange. I really enjoy drawing organic shapes like fruits or vegetables or these peppers or really anything that's found outdoors because you don't have to copy it exactly to get a drawing that looks really nice. So with composing these objects, you're welcome to add as many as you want. You can mix organic and geometric shapes like these peppers and this ceramic vase, really whatever works for you. With each object you add, however, your piece does get more complicated. So if you're wanting just a quick exercise for some practice, I would suggest sticking with just one object so you don't get overwhelmed. But play around with it, try different arrangements until you find something you really like. So from here, once you have your setup done, you're ready to draw if you like drawing from life. Or if you're like me and you're tight on space and you can't keep this set up in your studio or on your kitchen table or whatever it is, you can snap a few pictures of it and then take down your setup and draw from the photo. And that is it for setting up a still life reference. If you're wanting to practice drawing realistically and exploring light and shadow, this is a really great way to start. Have fun drawing, and thank you so much for watching.